The Sri Lanka Economic Forum 2016 began in Colombo with the aim of formulating a policy for long-term economic growth.
The forum themed Steering Sri Lanka towards sustainable and inclusive development began under the patronage of President Maithripala Sirisena and Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. The two-day forum, graced by business magnates George Soros and Nobel laureate economist Professor Joseph Stiglitz, is set to discuss key findings of a preliminary study on Sri Lanka, carried out by the Harvard University's Center for International Development. Ricardo Hausman, director of Harvard Center for International Development, said declining exports and external debt, low government revenue, structural transformation, low urbanization and regional growth were key challenges facing Sri Lanka's economy.
Addressing a packed gathering, Prime Minister spoke of his ambition of making Sri Lanka the most competitive economy in the Indian Ocean region.
We have to first get through the vulnerabilities of the global economy and the imbalances of our fiscal system. Those are the immediate struggles we have in this sea. One of the three that we meet at the moment, and what concerns us, is how the Chinese economy will stabilize itself in the coming year, what happens in the Middle East, and what on earth will the voters of the United Kingdom do when it comes to the referendum. Those three will, I think, are the immediate problems we have to face. But that doesn't mean that we have to take a step back. We have to go forward. We have to ensure how do we become the most competitive economy in the Indian Ocean. As a high-income East Asian nation, not in terms of a low-income economy of Africa or South Asia. And last of all, our efforts at creating a global city for the region. There is no major metropolis or megapolis between Singapore and Dubai. It's all empty. And the middle of the ocean, which till the 18th century was the most prosperous ocean in the world, which still will be long after us, but nevertheless. So how do we plan now?
He further said that the government has now embarked on delivering wide-scale economic reforms needed to fast-track the economy.
What we've done in the last year is to focus on our political priorities. And day after tomorrow, when the Parliament decides to sit at a constitutional assembly to abolish the executive presidency, then President Maithripala Sirisena has fulfilled his mandate within 365 days. The political part is over. Now the more difficult one, for delivering on economic and social reform.
Member of the European Parliament Niranjan Deva Aditya, addressing the gathering, said Sri Lanka has the potential to reach economic prosperity as Singapore.
With 714 square kilometers, covers barely 1/100th of our landmass. Singapore, where every citizen earns an average of $83,000 a year, compared to here a little over $10,000 a year. Do you know the difference, Prime Minister, ladies and gentlemen, between Sri Lanka and Singapore? They have none of our inbuilt advantages. What does Singapore have that we do not? They have developed an education system that is second to none, teaching people things that are relevant to the 21st century. Can we be the new Singapore?
Going by the inaugural session, it seems like the forum has set the stage for in-depth analysis and discussion on the policies needed to propel Sri Lanka's economy forward.